ImpactfulLiving.com presents Musings with Reverend Dr. Michael R. Bilkis. Welcome. I'm Michael Bilkis, and this is Musings. This is a series where I present short thoughts about various subjects that become topical for me during the day, during the week, or during the month. And I sit down to get a chance to record my thoughts about them. Some things I publish on my blog at impactfulliving.com, some I put up on Facebook, and some I save just for this channel alone. Today I want to talk about anger, more particular, rage. Anger is the energy of defending your personal boundary, and often it'll cover up a deeper wound. This wound may involve feelings of worthlessness or the thought, I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy. So when those wounds get triggered, when a person feels like they're in danger of any sort, and often this danger could be unconscious, then it can trigger an anger response, because anger is the energy of pushing things away. So if you push things away, then what happens is you're safe, you're protected, your boundaries are protected. However, when taken to the extreme, then a part of your brain gets triggered called the amygdala. The amygdala is responsible for the innate protective reflexes of the body. So once activated, your amygdala takes full control, and this has a name, it's called amygdala hijacking. And once you experience amygdala hijacking, your anger can turn into rage, and you lose full conscious control of your actions. And you will defend yourself regardless of the impact that your actions have on yourself or on the others around you. The truth may be that you want to change your behavior. However, with your wounds deeply embedded in place, amygdala hijacking is inevitable. I know this to be true because it's not only things that I've studied, it's also autobiographical. When I was triggered, my rage damaged the people around me. And it also damaged my heart, as I'll talk about momentarily. I hated the way that I responded. I wanted to change. Yet no matter what I did, I had no conscious control over my rage. The only saving grace for me was when I discovered a practitioner who used the modality emotional freedom technique. My EFT practitioner helped me begin by looking at the events that triggered my rage. And through emotional freedom technique, I was able to begin to release the emotional charge I had on the anger that I held. Anger against my parents, my wife, my children, life in general, God, you name it. I was angry at everybody. And once I began to work on releasing the anger, I then began to discover the wounds underneath, the hurt, the feelings of I'm not good enough, the feelings of I'm not worthy. And then I began to work again with the emotional freedom technique to begin to release those wounds. For those of you who are not familiar with emotional freedom technique, it involves recalling specific painful memories in life. And while speaking about them in a particular protocol, tapping on acupuncture points on your head, your face, and your body. And the physical act of tapping on the acupuncture points while speaking about these issues, these painful events, begins the process and releases the charge you have on those memories. When you do this technique, the memory still remains, but your relationship with that changes. And sometimes it changes really, really drastically to where you look back and instead of being angry, you can feel sorry for a person who had injured you. They were doing the best they can. It's really quite remarkable, and the subject of another recording at some later time. Also, what I want to share with you is that not all anger is bad. Anger is a healthy reaction. We wouldn't have it if it wasn't important. As I said, anger helps us defend our boundaries. It activates, in Jungian terms, the archetype of the warrior. The archetype of the warrior defends your boundary. In olden times, the warrior defended the village, defended his family, defended the tribe. But each of us has an archetype of the warrior. Sometimes that archetype comes out in shadowy ways. The archetype of the sadist or the masochist. However, in its golden form and its healthy form, the warrior responds to anger with action. So when you see injustice in the world and you get angry and you say, I have to do something, and then you do it, that's healthy anger. It's only when that anger catches you, triggers your amygdala hijacking, and it turns into rage that it becomes an issue, that it becomes a problem. That was a problem for me and my family. And when I got that under control, today I can say that I do not go into rage. I still get angry. I'm human, and I still have triggers. However, I've done enough of the work to heal the wounds that when I'm triggered now, I'm aware that I'm angry and I'm aware of what it's about. And I can take myself out of the situation and I can do tapping, I can do deep breathing, I can use any of the techniques I've learned to calm myself down and then re-engage. And if conversation is required, I can engage in conversation and explain that I was triggered, that a person's actions triggered anger in me. They didn't make me angry because they didn't make me do anything. They were just living and acting the way they want to act. I was activated. My anger was activated because of a wound. And so it's important when I talk about it to explain that their actions had an impact on me and that triggered my anger, not that they were being abusive and angering and triggering me into rage. They didn't make me get angry. Now, this is true in healthy relationships. In abusive relationships, that's an entirely different subject and out of the scope of what I want to talk about today. So let me give you a little bit of history for me. In 2008, my years of raging caught up with me. And on December 12th, at 7 a.m., I was in the shower and I almost collapsed. I had severe, severe pain in my left shoulder and upper chest. On my wife's good counsel, because I was really good at denial, we called 911 and I took my first ambulance ride to the hospital. A few hours later, despite a normal EKG, electrocardiogram, I was told by the doctor that I had a heart attack. And then I took my second ambulance ride as I was transferred to Morristown Memorial Hospital. I had the first of 2 cardiac catheterizations and the insertion of a stent in my circumflex artery, which was 100% occluded. 2 weeks later, I had the insertion of a second stent into my left anterior descending artery, which was 99% occluded. Now I'm here speaking to you today by the grace of God, because had it been reversed, had it been my left anterior descending artery, which had been 100% occluded, I probably would have died before getting to the hospital. There's a nickname for the left anterior descending artery. They call it the Widowmaker. So I'm indeed very blessed to be here today. In retrospect, I was getting chest pain on exertion called angina way before this event. But instead of getting help, I was in extreme denial. In fact, when I would get pain in my shoulder and my chest up here on exertion, whether walking up a hill or paddling in my kayak, I walked harder, I walked faster, or I paddled harder. And I did so until the pain went away. I literally forced the blood vessels to open back up in my heart, or I created extra blood vessels, which probably saved my life and saved my heart health when I actually did have that heart attack. It was also an incredibly stupid thing to do. Denial of chest pain of any type, particularly for someone who's older than 30, 35, bad idea. So I was very blessed and I was very lucky. So as I said earlier, emotional freedom techniques saved my life. It saved my relationship with my family. It saved my relationship with my children. It's also the main tool, in addition to others, that I use in my transformational coaching practice, working with clients. My mission when I work with you is to empower you to move forward into the future of your choice by helping you to heal the past. I'm where I am today. I'm sitting talking to you today. I'm still alive today, mainly because I had the courage to break through my fear and ask somebody for help. Because if I didn't ask for help, I was not doing this on my own. And I'd probably be dead today or divorced and alone. But I got help. An emotional freedom technique is the number one reason that I'm still here and I'm talking to you. So I hope this provides a little light for you, particularly if you have issues of anger, issues of rage, or if you know people with issues of rage who keep saying they want to change but don't know how. Emotional freedom technique is a great place to start, and it may be a great place to end too. So if I can be of any more assistance for you, please reach out to me through my website, impactful-living.com. The website's in the description. And also, if you find these videos helpful, if you want to hear more from me, then please hit the like button, hit the subscribe and follow button, leave a comment. That helps the channel get known. And we're a fledgling channel right now. This is my second Musings video. So thanks for helping me out by hitting subscribe and follow. Once again, this is Dr. Michael Bilkis saying thank you for listening. Have faith and have hope if you suffer from rage, because there is a way to heal it. There is hope for you. Thank you. And until I meet again in cyberspace, have a great day.